In this video, we will going to discuss about the structure of ovule. As in the previous video we have discussed about the structure of stigma. So in this, we will going to deal about the structure of pistil, and then after that, we will going to deal about the structure of ovule as the fertilization process will be going to start. So before that, we should know the structure of ovule. We should know the structure of pistil. We should know the structure of anther, stigma, and all. So here in this video, first of all, let me see the structure of pistil. As we know that pistil or the female reproductive organ, that is gynoecium, has been divided into three major parts, that is stigma, style, and ovary. And inside the ovary you can see the ovule, and in this video we are going to see about the structure of ovule itself. So without wasting any other further time, we will going to go to the structure of ovule. Here you can see the structure of ovule, or you can say that it is a megasporangium. In this bio, usually in the competition exam and in many other exam, you will not going to have this ovule word. You will going to have the megasporangium, and in same way the pollen grain, as we know, is known as the microsporangium. The pollen grain is small in size, that's why we are saying it's micro. And ovule is, as usual, the ovule will be in bigger size, that's why we are known as the mega. So the main difference between this is pollen grain is smaller in size, that's why we are telling it micro, and mega because ovule will be in bigger size, so we can say it megasporangium. Again, sporangium because ovule is also a kind of spore, so we can say that the ovule is a megasporangium because of their size. As we see here, the ovule has been divided into four major parts, that will be the integument, the micropyle, the nucellus, and the embryo sac. The ovule has been divided into integument. So integument is the protective layer. You can say that it is a kind of epidermis also, which will going to protect the ovule. So integument will be a protective layer part. Micropyle will be a small pore-like structure. Nucellus will be a multi-layered structure, and embryo sac will be a 8-cell structure. And this embryo sac will going to have the main process of fertilization. That means the male gamete and the female gamete will going to fuse under this embryo sac itself. So it has the main role, and other are having the accessory role. That means they will going to help the embryo sac. Integument will be giving the protection. Micropyle will be going to have a pore-like structure. That means it will going to give a space for the pollen grain to get inside. Nucellus is a multi-layer for the nourishment, and embryo sac, as usual, it is a area where the fertilization process will going to take place. Here you can see the structure of a megasporangia ovule. How does the ovule look like? See, we will going to start with this funicle. Have you seen? Again, I am giving the example because this is a very easy example. You can use it anywhere. Have you seen pea structure? You can see here the pea seed is attached with its ovary wall with the help of a stalk-like structure, and that stalk-like structure will be known as the funicle. So funicle is basically the part through which the ovary is attached with its ovary wall. So we can say it a functional, we can write the function over here also. Funicle help the ovule in attaching with the ovary. Funicle help the ovule and attach with the ovary. So this is the funicle, the main part, the funicle part. After that, we are going to go there. You can see the multi-layered line over here. As we know that after the as we enter this part, the ovule part, the first main protective layer will going to come. This protective layer will be known as the integument. There is a multi protection of the embryo sac, because embryo sac is a very important organ, so we need a protection over there. So this is an embryo sac. You can see this embryo sac. You can say that it is a megasporangium. See here, in order to protect that, there is a multi-layer area present which is known as the integument. Then here you can see a small pore-like structure which is a micropyle. Here you can see the megaspore mother cells. Here the different protective layer which is known as the integument. Then in integument, then we go to the nucellus, and then this clasa. See, what is clasa? A place where the funicle meet with the nucellus and integument. It is a kind of definition. You can say that what is Kalasa. If anyone will going to ask, what you will going to say, it is a junction of funicle as well as funicles with the nucellus and integument. Nucellus and integument. It is a junction of Kalasa is a junction of funicles with nucellus and integument basically. Second, what is nucellus? It is a multi-layered body enclosed by the integument. When it is a multi-layered body, you can say that here integument will going to cover all the part. So the spaces or the tissues which is protected by the, which is enclosed inside the, or the tissue or the area which is enclosed inside the integument will be known as the nucellus. So this is a basically small structure of a megasporangial or ovule, and this is a very important diagram because this diagram will going to come in the exam. I am making a very rough diagram in order to explain you, so you can look after your book and you can make a very nice diagram by that. So let me explain you once more. Let me give you a summary of that. Here the structure of ovule. The structure of ovule has been divided into four major parts. That is integument, the protective layer, micropyle, the small pore, nucellus, the multi-layered body, and the embryo sac, the 8-cell structure. I will tell you why it is called the 8-cell structure, because here you can see only the one. So don't get confused. After that I will going to explain you what is that. See, this is funicle. Funicle is basically helping at ovule attaching with the ovary. Here you can see here. And then the integument, the multi-layer part, which is help in giving the protection, or will help in giving the protection to the one. Here the calasa, the junction point of funicle with the nucellus and integument. Here the nucellus enclosed within the integument. Here the megaspore mother cells in the between of that embryo sac, and here the micropyle, a small pore-like structure from where the male gamete will going to enter inside this cell. See, I think this is clear to you. Now we will going to go into the another part. You can say that another part where development of mature pollen grain and development of megaspore mother cells, megasporangia. How does the pollen will be going to develop, and how does the ovule will going to develop? We will going to go and discuss together, because it would be easy to you to understand. Both the process are same, but a little bit with a little different. See, first of all, as you know that this is a microspore or mother cell. After this, basically this part will be going to present inside the tapetum. It is not been dehiscence till now. See, there will be a microspore mother cells inside the tapetum. It goes the first meiosis division. It get divided into two spores. It goes to the second meiosis division, and it will going to get into the 4 haploid microspore. You can see that first the cell will going to divide into two, meiosis first, meiosis 2. As we know that meiosis is a type of cell division in which at last we will going to get the 4 haploid cells. So you can see here 4 haploid cell. See, after the 4 haploid cell, each haploid cell will going to develop into this pollen grain. See, it is the structure of pollen grain. You get a little confused because in the previous video I have said that pollen grain is not a cell. Actually it is not a cell. See, then how come this haploid microspore become a pollen grain? See, this cell, take one of the cell. This cell will going to have its nucleus. This nucleus will going to have again the division. One of the cell. See, all the cell will become pollen grain, but I am showing you one of the cell. This one cell will going to have the again nuclear karyokinesis cytokinesis division, and then it become a pollen grain. It is a long process. The nucleus will going to have a division. After division the cytokinesis will going to take place, and after the cytokinesis a new mature structure will going to arise, and this mature structure will be known as the pollen grain. So in your book it is not given the details, so I am not going in detail. Just remember how does the development of mature pollen grain will going to take place. First of all, a microspore mother cell will going to go a first meiosis division. After the first meiosis division, there will be a formation of 2 daughter cell. Then after there will be a formation of 4 daughter cell. These 4 haploid microspore will going to go further many other different processes, and after many further different processes they will going to convert into pollen grain. So we will not going to go in detail how does the pollen grain will going to take place. See, We will going to see the simple structure of pollen grain. What has happened? The pollen grain has an axine, the outer part. These axine are basically helping the pollen grain in fighting with the unfavorable condition of the environment. That's why the pollen grain can remain for so many years, so long years inside the soil, etc. And this is intine. Inside the intine, you can see here is the cell. This is the pollen grain basic structure, and inside the pollen grain you can see two of the structure. One will be the generative cell. Inside the generative cell you will find the generative nucleus, and second will be the vegetative cell, and inside the vegetative cell you will find the vegetative nucleus. So this generative nucleus and vegetative nucleus are the two male gametes. Here only the generative nucleus will going to take part in the fertilization process. Basically the vegetative cells or vegetative nucleus will degenerate. After that, in the female ovary also this will going to happen. Only one will going to take part, another will degenerate. So this. After that, when the fertilization process will going to take place, what will going to happen? The axine, it is now also will going to have the protective function. The intine, the main function of intine will be that intine will extend and become a pollen tube, and the vegetative nucleus will going to move toward the end of the tube, and the generative nucleus undergo further division to form the male nucleus. As we know that this is the nucleus which will going to enter the female reproductive organ, and this will going to take place in the process of fertilization. So this is the male nucleus. The generative nucleus, very important, please note that generative nucleus will going to give rise to two of the male gamete which will going to take part in the process of fertilization, and the tube nucleus will degenerate. So this much, only this much development of mature pollen grain we will going to see. After that, simple development of megaspore mother cell, that means the development of ovule. Same, the megaspore mother cells will going to have its first meiosis division. After that, two of the cell will going to form. After that, second meiosis division, and four daughter nuclei will going to form, sorry. After that, the other three will degenerate and only one will grow, and then one will again go for the mitosis division. See, here will be a meiosis one, here will be the mitosis one, mitosis. After that, first it will divide into two, then it will divide into four, four give rise to 8. Out of that, 3, 1, 2 and 3 get converted into 3 antipodal cell. Out then 2 polar nuclei, and other 3, 2 of them become synergid and 1 become the egg cell. This is the structure of a mature embryo sac. I think it is clear to you. See, once more I am telling you, same. Here microspore mother cell, that means how the pollen grain will going to form, and here how the embryo sac or ovule will going to form, or embryo sac will going to form inside the ovule. This is the simple process. This is the simple process. Microspore mother cells, meiosis first, meiosis 2, 4, 4 become the pollen grain, and the pollen grain have the 2, 1. Then enter the pollen tube, and here also. I hope you understand the video. If you have any doubt regarding this video, or if you are not going to get anything, just DM me.